I would never do that to you, and I'm just telling you like it is. If that bothers you, just go talk to your therapist. These are examples of contempt. So what is going on for the person that is giving these kind of responses, and how can you deal with it? Hey, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tim van Monroy and I'm a counseling psychologist in my doctoral training, and I make videos all to help you understand and improve your relationships. So contempt is one of the four horsemen. It's one of the four toxic communication styles that often lead to breakups in a relationship. If you want to know more on criticism, stonewalling or defensiveness, be sure to check out this playlist linked in the description down below. Even though all the horsemen are toxic and cause a lot of hurt and damage in the relationship, contempt seems to be the strongest predictor of the relationship not surviving. And why? Well, that probably has to do with contempt being such a significant thing throughout the relationship. It doesn't just happen once, and it's not just something that happens in a response, for example, like defensiveness, a response to an argument. Contempt seems to be quite structural and happens from moment to moment or maybe day to day in a relationship. I'll get into more examples in just a minute. So contempt can be more severe or more subtle. When it's more severe, it is quite likely that the person who is doing this is aware of what they're doing. They're aware they're upsetting someone else, and while they're aware of it, they continue doing it. This then becomes a form of emotional abuse, as it's constantly trying to dominate the other person, to overpower them, and to put them down. So when contempt is more subtle, it is quite likely this person is not aware of what they're doing. They're not aware that their disrespect or their disgust that they're communicating to you, that this is upsetting you. So it's unintentional often what they're doing. For the person that is expressing contempt, what often happens is that they are reacting to some negative feelings that they're having. For example, they're in shock or they're scared themselves, but rather than saying, "I'm scared" or "I'm surprised," they give a very negative, judgmental comment. Ironically, often the person who is expressing this often feels disrespected themselves. So in an attempt to put themselves above the other person and to get back on track and get back their respect, they try to put the other person down. So every relationship needs a balance between the positive and the negative things that are happening. Scientifically, there is a 5-to-1 ratio. So that is 5 positive interactions and good moments in the relationship to 1 potentially more negative or hurtful moment in the relationship. I've made a separate video on the 5-to-1 ratio before, and I'll link it in the description down below. In there, I also explain some small little tips you can do to improve the positive interactions in your relationship. So you can only imagine with this contempt and this disrespect and this kind of energy in a relationship, how easy it is to have much more negative interactions than positive interactions. Hence, it can be a real killer of the relationship. So how to change this in a relationship? So, to sum up, the problem is that there is an atmosphere or an energy in the relationship of judgment, of unexpressed true feelings that are happening. The problem is that they're expressed in a judgmental, critical, hurtful way. So the solution to this is to express the wish that is actually there. So I'll give some examples on how to potentially do this. So instead of saying, "What on earth is wrong with you? You're driving like a maniac." So instead of that, ideally the response would be "Hey, I get scared when you drive so quickly and I'm worried we're gonna have an accident. Can we drive a bit slower?" Another example is, "Why are you still bothered by this? I thought we spoke about this before. You should talk to your therapist." So ideally this person would say, "Hey, what did I miss? I thought we spoke about this before. But it's important to me that we're on the same page and that we both understand each other. So let's talk about it again." So again, just like the other toxic communication styles, it's about expressing the feelings that are underneath it instead of finding the criticism or the defensiveness or the stonewalling as a way to vent this out. So if you want to help the channel grow, please like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with one person that you know. Be sure to check out the playlist linked down below on all the four horsemen, these toxic communication styles. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.